all of my crows. It's been a hot minute since I've been here, since I've done a tarot cast. Honestly, I was a little scared I forgot how to do them, but I didn't. Praise Jesus. I wanted to go ahead and get this tarot cast out because I'm striking while the iron's hot. I have a little bit. I'm, for the most part, caught up on everything, and my husband is probably going to be home any minute, so trying to get it done. And my mom is in the background. She's going to be a part of this too today. So if you see me looking down, it's because I did a lot of channeling on the cards that I pulled. I really wanted to sit with them before I did this reading, and I did a lot of thinking about how I wanted to do this reading, and I didn't really like the way I was doing it in the past because I felt like a lot of people were losing the bigger message, and they would just skip to their sign basically because they only wanted to hear about them. And the purpose of the tarot cast was for you guys to take something out of the whole entire reading. I don't know if I ever said that or not, but that was my sole purpose behind them. That's why I made them one big reading, instead of just, okay, I'm going to skip to the air signs. Okay, I'm going to skip to the water signs. Okay, I'm going to, whatever. Some people don't have time to listen to a whole entire reading. I get it. Sorry, but I've changed my mind. I've changed how I wanted to do things, and I wanted to be more vocal about it and upfront, and I'm here to get these readings out there. So this is going to be a group reading. Whenever I prayed over my cards, I asked for guidance and for truth for all of the signs that are going to be happening for May. So let's get into it. I'm holding my phone as I'm doing this, so forgive me a little bit if I look a little awkward. So the first cards I pulled for May, which were pretty good, we're using the Crow Tarot and the Work Your Light Oracle deck. I didn't have the box in front of me and I forgot which deck that was. So the first card I pulled was the Hermit. I really like that we pulled this card during quarantine because we all are our own personal hermits, kind of going through this winter phase in spring. It's almost like our emotional and psychic winter never really ended. Ooh. This is the phase of introspection, and I literally wrote down you're kind of holding onto the light in a dark tunnel. We don't really know where we're going with our lives. Nobody really knows. Everybody's kind of stuck in this moment of, fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to go. But you're still holding on to a piece of yourself and a piece of our sanity, if we're lucky, for all the people that have to be home with their children all the time. We're holding on to a light within ourselves, and we're holding on to a hope that everything's going to be okay, and that whatever comes from this time, for all of us collectively, we can be the hermit, and it's not going to kill us to be the hermit. It's not going to kill you to slow down. It's not going to kill you to stay home. You're in this moment for a reason. We all are. It sucks. It's not fun. It's not fun to be out in the cold by ourselves. It's not fun to feel isolated and to be alone. But sometimes we have to be alone to see our own light. So the second card I pulled, which was our oracle card for this, was Akasha. And I really like this because I've been telling people for a really long time to get their Akashic records read. I think it's a really important tool for people to use within their spirituality, to have that knowledge. Find a reader, any reader that you connect with, or try and do a deep dive yourself. And whenever you get the chance, get your records read if you haven't already done it. Akasha. And this one says, your guidance is divinely guided. And I really wrote down, go back to your first life. Find your light. The purpose behind this was I wanted you all to not only go back to your first life and kind of remember what sparked your soul, what set you on fire, and what got you to keep reincarnating, but I wanted you to find what that light felt like for you the very first time you ever did that. So that is the Hermit and Akasha. So the next one, the next two cards I pulled were really good cards too. This is a pretty okay reading for me, I'm not gonna lie. So the next card I pulled was the Six of Wands. And I love the wands. This is why I love the wands, because to me this is our personal power card. The wands represent the element of fire, and that's kind of, we all share that spark, that divine purpose, because we're all from the same spark, and fire is just a good, I don't know, I love the element of fire. I love candle magic. I love candle work. So I like that we pulled the Six of Wands as kind of a reminder that even though we're in this hermit phase, we're transitioning to a moment of recognizing our personal power without all of the trappings of having everyday life being chaotic around us. Even if we're like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna do everything. Like, you're still kind of being forced to be alone within your own power, within your own space, whether you like it or not. We all are. So the Six of Wands really represents like a high success. See, as all the other crows are looking up at this one. High moment of success and of milestones being kind of met. Maybe you didn't think you could be in your house all the time. Maybe you thought you were going to have a panic attack and you didn't, and you're like, this is my moment of success. Take the time during this month to be proud of yourself, to remind yourself that it's okay to look back at everything that you've accomplished whenever you didn't think you could do things, like you're doing the damn thing, and give yourself a pat on the back, because we all deserve that. You need to be your own uplift right now, since we can't seek the physical reassurance of having that uplift. And for some people that might be going to their therapist, chatting with their friends, visiting their grandma. Like, some people can't do that right now, so we all need to be our own personal power. We need to be our own uplift. And so the next card is, sorry, those are my kids. The next card is, while we are doing this uplifting, this good recognize of our personal power, we're going to start to have an awakening, because remember, we're around our spirit guides, we're around our dead all the time now, 24/7, we don't get a break, and around our families. So awakening, energetic upgrades, a way of being, integration. Since you're stuck in the house, now is a great time to work on integrating any fears, traumas, or anything that's external that can be really hindering you whenever you go outside, whenever you have to be around people, if you have a lot of social anxiety. Like, now is the time to really examine that. Even if you can't go to your therapist's office, you can be your own damn therapist, because the awakening is happening. A lot of people dusting off those third eyes and just having a hard time, but also this is necessary. We're being pushed forward for a reason, because it's time. So don't resist your awakening, because you need it to happen. Okay, so the next two cards I got were the Ten of Swords, and if you notice, it's in the reverse position. A lot of tarot readers don't read reverse cards, but I do, because I think it gives a more complete message, but do what you want. So the Ten of Swords, I like 10, the number 10, because it's a complete number that whenever I see this card, it means I've done some shit, and it's time to kind of face all this shit, whether I want to or not, because this cycle is done. And you can try and run away from it all you want to, but it's just going to smack you in the damn face and pierce you anyway. So the Ten of Swords is a complete number. We are searching for mental clarity here. We're searching for answers as to why this cycle happened to us and these kids and where we're going moving forward. So basically, you've been through hell and back. And now, when we're in the reverse position, it's time to go in recovery mode. But recovery and regeneration mean a couple different things, because that means you have to let go of this pattern of pain, one. And two, that this cycle is over. So anything that happens to you from this point out, you have to acknowledge that you're going to be playing a part in that pain. Because you've recognized that where you're sitting is not comfortable. It's icky and sticky and gross, right? So if anything happens to you, it's kind of your fault too. Because you got yourself there, whether we like it or not. So it's time to face the music, because even though we're in recovery mode, this cycle has ended. So the next card we got for our Work Your Light Oracle is the Age of Light. Lots of light references here. And I love that, because whenever I was working on the journals, fun fact, I've done the journal all the way until July. A lot of light references were being made even before I pulled these cards. So I love that. I love that we got a lot of light cards. So the Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. So whenever I pulled this card, I sat with it for a little bit, and I immediately heard, recognizing your worth. So you're coming out of a bad situation, and you're really looking at this like, this is where my worth is. If you worked at a job for 20 years and you can't work anymore right now, but they didn't say, thank you for your 20 years of service, you are recognizing your worth here, and you're like, fuck these people. I wasted 20 years, and it took a pandemic to really realize, you're done. Otherwise, you would have stayed here. See what I'm saying? I have a lot of friends that's happening to. All right. So our next two cards are, our tarot card is the Seven of Cups. I like cups because they're dealing with our emotions, that heart chakra, and we pulled the Seven of Cups in reversed. So what's interesting is a lot of people are going to be coming out of this period in time with a lot of options. A lot of options. This can be financial, this can be career-wise, this can be love-wise, education-wise. You might be like, fuck, I can do this whole homeschooling thing. I don't need to send my kids to public school. More power to you if that's how you're feeling. But you're going to be going through a lot of choices. Unfortunately, when it's in the reverse position, the Seven of Cups, you don't always choose the easiest path whenever you're going into the Seven of Cups reversed. It's kind of like, I like to see it as, you're sitting in the Two of Swords with your blindfold on, and you're choosing a path, but it's kind of like the harder path, even though you don't want to see that you're choosing that path. So whenever I was taking my notes, I literally wrote down, a lot of you won't choose the easy road with this card. These times and this choice, you will learn the hard way. Listen to your intuition. This is going to be one of these cards and one of these moments during the month of May, maybe June, maybe July, where you sit back and you're like, fuck, I did that shit the hard way. It's kind of like putting a table together that you've never put together before without looking at the instructions, even though you're not really a good builder of IKEA furniture anyway. People are going to choose a lot more harder roads, but it's going to be okay, because if you hadn't have chosen that road, then you wouldn't have known where your weakness was, and you wouldn't have known how to make that weakness a strength. So this is going to be an interesting card that's going to follow a lot of people, because it's going to come with the emotion, I think, of frustration in a lot of different areas of our lives. That's why these cups represent so many things, and healing with the snake, and just shedding old skin, and love, and money, and finance, and going to come with some frustration. So I think one of the main takeaways of the Seven of Cups, though, is we're going to be listening to our intuition the hard way. But after that, I think you guys are going to have a more open ability to be like, oh, fuck, I can't do that. Like, I need to sit down and read the instruction first. Oh, shit, maybe I should, go on a couple dates before we move any faster than we already have. Stuff like that. All right, so the next card you got was the Pillar of Light. So you guys can see that a little bit better. And it says your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Of course your vibration is rising because you went through hell and back, and you're listening now because you went through this shit with your spirituality, with your intuition, with your everyday life. So you're done. You done, boo. You're like, shit, fuck it. Just give me all the signs. Everything's a sign. Everything's the answer. Because I'm listening now. That's where you're going to be here once this kind of finds its way and works its way around to all of you, this energy. It's going to be okay. I think we're going to have a lot of mental clarity. You guys are going to have a lot of aha moments, maybe some regrets, but everything is a lesson, and everything is, you're where you're supposed to be. Even if you're fucking up and making mistakes, you're always where you're supposed to be, no matter what. And that's the main thing I want people to take away from this tarot cast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next one.